Hi there, I'm Mark Wills, the largest notary signing agent coach in America with over 70,000 notaries that I've helped to date. And I truly hope this video you're about to watch brings you a ton of value. So whether you are just researching becoming a signing agent, just became a signing agent, or been a signing agent for a while, I truly hope that this video brings you one step closer to whatever your goal may be. Happy learning.
Mark, I have a question. There are a lot of title companies in the Metroplex that I live in. I live in Central North Dallas. And whenever I go in, I'll just take like
Yep.
donuts, not like something too
Yep.
high, or like a not. So what I mean by that is like not like dozen donuts or like
Yep.
whatever. I'll just take a small amount so I'm not
Yep.
overbearing. And Joe is going in. I try to be mindful, like not to take up too much of their time.
Yep.
Quick, a minute conversation in and out, and leave my cards.
Yep.
Now, what's happening is that I'm not able to get through the receptionist barrier.
Yeah. Okay.
Even if I'm able to see that there are
Yeah.
employees in the back,
Yeah.
I'm being advised that sorry, no
Yeah.
one is available. But I want to respect that, right? So, what do you recommend?
Okay. First, okay, great conversation. But before I get into that, I want to give you your flowers. Like, I just want to say I love the effort because that is what builds businesses. And so I'm proud of you for getting out of your comfort zone and just knocking on doors and saying, hey, I'm great. So, a couple of things I want to teach you in this moment. The real reason we don't get through real receptionists is because we're looking through the receptionist.
Okay.
So what if you brought one donut just for the receptionist,
Mm-hmm.
left, and came back the next week with donuts for everybody?
Mm-hmm.
See, the problem is we don't humanize these people. That's why they're bitter. Like, I'd be bitter too. If you walked in, you're like, oh, you don't want me, you want them. And so what I try to
Okay.
teach you students is humanize the process. What if your only goal was to befriend the receptionist? How
Okay.
about reframing that for a moment?
Okay.
And now what if you brought this in? Oh, I actually brought this in for you. That's it. I'm a local notary. I just want to say hi. I know you receptionists always get the short end of the stick. No one wants to talk to you. I'm Junie. I do. But yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of great notaries that are walking out. But, I just want to say that I just want to introduce myself to you, get to know you. And so, anyways, I'm Jay Bizzle. And so have the conversation with them, not behind them. That makes
Okay.
sense. And what
Yes.
I'm going to wrap up with this on this point is, remember, we're in the long-term game, not the short term. So when you are looking long-term, we can't see the one meeting with the receptionist as a waste of time.
Okay.
Like, we got to be like, oh, I'm just planting my first crumb.
Okay.
Remember, you're farmers, not hunters. So maybe the receptionist you look at as literally the seed that you're just planting in that office. But the problem is, you walk in the office, you want to plant the seed, till the soil, and pick the fruit on the one day. And so I think maybe you can even save a few dollars by just trying to woo over the receptionist and then get them to be your best friend of the office. By the way, this is all I did. Like, the receptionists were my homies. And every other notary is looking past them, and I looked at them.
Would you be?
And that's the difference.
Maybe this is not the time, but I was gonna say, can you do like a role play real quick, like a shorter
Yeah,
version for everyone?
let's do it. Let's do it. Go.
Like, no, you be me,
Okay.
and I'll be the
Okay.
receptionist.
Okay. Ready. Fuck it. Hi. My name's Mark. I'm a local notary in town, and I just want to introduce myself to you.
Hi. Well, how can I help you? We're a little stuffed up here, but how can I help you?
No. So I know you probably get approached by a million notaries every single week. My bet is you actually probably have some amazing notaries this office already has. And so I come in, I just want to go in and introduce myself around town. And so I brought this for you. And I didn't know if you had a business card, and I just love the opportunity to maybe just kind of get to know you and see what value I can bring your office.
Okay. Well, the cards are right at the front. You can grab one of
Well,
those
no,
if you
where's
want.
your card? I actually want your card because,
I don't have a card. We
oh,
only
well,
have the loan officers.
well, I know you actually run this office. The receptionists run the office. I know it, you know it. And so, what I do a little bit differently than maybe other notaries is I'd love to get to know you and see if there's any value that I can bring you. So again, I brought this donut for you. You're probably slammed, but I'd love to follow you with the week. Does that sound okay?
Okay, here's my phone number. You can just contact me here at the front desk.
Awesome. Cool. I'll see you next week.
Okay, thank
High
you.
five. And boom. Now, the follow-up is, oh my gosh, how have you been? Now, remember what I teach you. Ideally, what you're doing in between this is following her on social media and trying to figure out, because remember, people like to do business with people they have something in common with.
Mm-hmm.
And so your goal is, what's great about 2024 versus what I did back 20 years ago was I couldn't stalk people on social media. And so
Mm-hmm.
you got to remember, I still market my signing service business, right? And so when I go in, I'm doing the same thing you guys do, not any different. I'm befriending befriending the receptionist.
Mhm.
I go back, I get her information. I try to find her on LinkedIn. I try to find her on Facebook. I try to find her on Instagram. And then once I get on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, I reintroduce, oh my gosh, it was so nice meeting you today. Boom. And then when she makes a post, I make a comment. Or I go back into her news feed and, and I comment on an old news feed post. She knows she gets a notification.
Uh-huh.
So even if she hasn't posted recently, I go back in the old feed, try to find something I'm in common with her. I
Yes.
comment on that. Then when I come in the next time, I'm no longer a weirdo. I'm someone she's actually interacted with on social.
Makes sense.
And
Makes
again,
sense.
I'm a farmer.
Okay.
So to me, finding them on social media is part of the farming process.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It
The
does.
problem is you're just going in there, ignoring them, not doing anything, and leaving gone, and then you never hear from me again. Now, I'm going to end with this on this topic, okay? So let's backtrack. Everything I've taught you, I want you to do, but I also want you to think like this. When you walk into a title office, if you walk in with a certain confidence, and you're like, "Hi, I'm Junie. I'm here to see Sarah."
Hmm. Makes a difference.
Now, what does the receptionist do? Oh, what do you hear about? I'm here to talk about a notary closing. That's
Hmm.
true. Does that
Hmm.
make sense? My point is,
Yes.
when you walk in and you can't get past the receptionist, try to be a little bit more. I'm here to see John. Do a research beforehand. Does that make sense?
Yes.
By
Yes.
the way, here's what I also teach you: is before you go in, you can use their website, find Julie, the receptionist. Excuse me, the escrow officer. Connect before you walk in,
Hmm.
and then when you walk in, say, "Oh, hi, Julie. Oh, I'm Julie, who I connected with you on LinkedIn." But that's
Okay.
before you even walk in.
Okay.
Does that make
So
sense?
yes, because I know you got to get to the next person, so
Yep.
I'll condense it. But I do look up the title companies, their websites. Usually, they have their loan signers or loan
Yep.
officers or whatever. They
Yep.
have their emails listed. So what I
Yep.
try to do is I try to email them ahead of time,
Perfect.
be respectful, and try to schedule a time with them. But at least like I know who's working
Yeah.
there, and they've already sent in like some sort of
Yeah. What I would say
introduction.
is missing though, Jay, is the social media.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
because the email, they still really don't see your face. If you message them on LinkedIn, add them, they might do a little bit of research. Now you're not coming in seeing me for the very first time.
Right.
You know
Okay.
what I mean? And so I would say yes to what you're saying. I'm saying in addition
Do
to
that.
the other stuff I was just saying. The biggest key for me though, every student is stop looking past the receptionist and then start asking people by name. I'm
Okay.
here to see Bill. I'm here to see Sarah, whatever. What are you here for? I'm here for a notary closing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And when they first walk out, oh, I'm a local signing agent, not sure who you use for your notary closings. So your job is to just create a relationship, go in confidence, ask for someone by name, and I think you'd be surprised at who becomes behind the desk.
Awesome.
Cool.
And
All
by the
right.
way, you sent you did a quick video on sign up with oh my gosh, Snapdogs.
Yeah.
Great one. I just did that today, right before your live.
So I love it. Well, and the next big one coming up is Sign with Jot. So
Okay.
Sign with Jot, Jot. That's First American Signing Service.
Okay.
And so I would sign up with them, SnapDocs, Notary Rotary, Notary Cafe, Notary Dash,
Yes.
and Signing Order. Those are the big six now.
Okay.
But no, Sign with Jot is huge, so make sure you sign with them.
Awesome. Will do. Thank you so much.
Always good seeing you, girl. Bye.
Let me try to make it easy. So I signed up to this
Sign with Jot.
Jot that you were mentioning. Yeah. And surprisingly, I got
Okay.
assigned one
What?
of those.
Surprisingly,
Now,
Carlos, I
I
only
just want
give
to.
you good information. Okay. So,
Hey,
okay.
I don't want to be selfish, but I did it. And then I learned that you were promoting it. So I wanted to share that.
Yeah.
But that's not the question. So the category of the Jot, Bank Serve, and others, there's no signing service in the
That's
middle.
correct.
Is
So
that
Jot
accurate?
is First American Signing Service. So that's what Jot is. So Jot
Right.
is their in-house platform. It used to be FASS, First American Signing Service. And so BankServe is Fidelity's signing platform. So it's basically their in-house signing service. So what makes Sign with Jot great is you can find some First Americans giving the notary a full 150, and you actually keep the 150 because there's no middle person because it is First American's platform.
That's exactly what I was going to ask you. who you deal with, because it seems that it's handled
That's right.
directly by escrow and not
That's
by an
right.
intermediate person who you have
Yeah.
to argue with fees. That
Yeah.
was really my question. I mean, I didn't have to
Yeah.
ask you a question and you
So
already
it's
answered.
no, so Jot,
So
Jot
that's
it
all I
used
need
to be
to know.
SnapDocs. They kicked SnapDocs out, and then they're like, well, why would we use a third-party platform when we can just have our own? So that's why everyone should be on assigned with Jot. Everyone should be on BankServe because that's Fidelity's platform, and then that is First American, and those two combined for like 50% of all title business in America. So those are the two platforms you should be. Now, BankServe's been around for decades, and First Americans just got onto it. So yeah, an escrow officer is using the platform to find you. You talk directly, and it's basically like direct business. That's why I want everybody on Sign with Job.
Okay, so now what happens if the signing is delayed, if a witness is required? Do I
Yes,
talk straight to
yes,
the title person and
yes,
he can
exactly.
negotiate?
Now, what I will tell you, Carlos, and everybody
Okay,
listening, is you're not negotiating with the middle person anymore. So be careful with how much you ask because it's basically direct business. If you find a First American person paying 125 or 150, that is direct business. Don't get it twisted. So make sure that
right.
you're always professional and you're always bending over backwards. But it's different with Jot because you're basically getting a direct opportunity who can feed you more business. So my point is, sometimes we want to nickel and dime the signing service, which is
Be
great,
careful.
but you're not doing that with Jot. So just think about how much you're asking and remembering like, oh, I'm talking to an actual escrow officer, not a scheduler. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That coaching makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to clarify. The whole way to
That's
talk
right.
to them is completely different, and that's what I
Yeah.
wanted to
Yeah. And so
confirm
I
with this
bend over a
question.
little bit
Okay.
more backwards than normal. Be safe. Tell the wifey I said hi. What a good conversation. Bye, Carlos. Basha, what's that?
Hi, Mark.
How are
Uh,
you?
I just started your fundamental, and yeah, I'm literally
Yeah.
watching you here doing the reverse mortgage, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this
I
is.
love it. Well, first
I
off,
mean, you are
welcome to the.
amazing. This is
Ah,
great, but I'm just now. I'm like, okay, first I need to do all this and then market myself, and I'm stressed how to do
okay.
all that. There's a lot of notaries out there
Yeah.
and a lot going on.
Yeah.
I do have questions about reverse mortgage and all that because I'm in Texas and
Yeah.
you're showing California. So
Yeah, well,
will
let
we
me
see
stop
any?
you. Let me stop you real quick. Okay, first off, you said so much good stuff. Let me try to help you with some of that good stuff. So let me address Texas, California. That they do not make 50 different set of loan documents for 50 different states. So stop using the word I'm in
Okay,
Texas, I'm a California girl. I got like 18,000 Texas students in the past 8 years. So don't
okay,
worry about that. Okay.
okay.
So remember, people borrow money and pay back money. All the paperwork is the same to show that happen. Does that make sense? So
Yes, yes,
whether you're
okay,
borrowing money in New York or borrowing money in Alaska, you still owe somebody money. You owe it at a certain interest rate. You owe it for a certain term. You owe it at a certain monthly payment. Like it's the same. So don't
okay,
overthink. Okay. So,
okay.
but I do want to address something real quick before we continue. You use the word stressed out. Is there other notaries? Here's what I tell you. Okay. Every marathon starts with the first step.
Yes,
So you
yes.
need to keep reminding yourself of that. What kills more businesses is the word discouragement. So, what does discourage come from? Unrealistic expectations. So, you've never seen a reverse mortgage before. Why are you trying to think you can learn that in 1 hour? It might take you 3 or 4 hours. So, my point I'm trying to help you with is you're stressed because you have this unrealistic expectation that you should learn everything by next week. And so my first job as your coach is to remember my favorite saying, and that is slow is a speed. If you really adopt that, Vasha, if you really do, then you're not going to get stressed
Okay.
because you're going to be like, yo, it's going to happen when it happens. Does that make
Hmm.
sense? So what I tell every student is just to set yourself a time block each day to study. And
Yeah,
when you get through it, you get through it, whether that's a week or a month. You're putting a time limit to what's causing the stress. Does that make sense?
I am because I want to get this ball
I
rolling. I'm
know, I
very
know.
aggressive. I'm like, no, I
I,
want to
I
start
get it.
making some dollars. So,
Look,
yeah,
I want you to make money as much as the next person.
yes,
But the moment you relieve these expectations, the moment studying actually becomes easier because you're operating under stress. Like this has to work, this has to work, this has to work. This needs to work now. It needs to work now. I get it. But the reframe in this conversation is just controlling what you can control. And that is how much time you put in, how it sinks in is just, it's different for everybody. So your job is just remember it will sink in when it's supposed to. Take your time. I'm going to end with this before I get to my last piece of advice. Is have you ever read a book and then when you're done with the book, you're like, dude, what was in chapter one? Yes.
Yes.
Why? Why though? And the
Yes.
answer is because you can only remember so much at one time. So the real way to read a book is not front to end. It's rereading the same chapter 2 or 3 times before going to the new chapter. So my point is this, in this course, do the
Yes.
same thing. But
Yes.
the
Okay.
problem here is V, is if you forget what's in chapter one at a signing, you don't get any more business.
Yes.
So remember, slow is a speed. Let go of the external pressure that this has to work tomorrow. Be like, look, I'm going to finish it. When I finish it, I'm going to dedicate some every day, whether that takes me 3 weeks or 3 days. It just is what it is. So release some of that undue pressure on yourself. That makes sense?
In 2 days, I've done about over 30%
Good.
of the course, and it's just, and I'm like, no, you know what? This is, and I feel after watching everything and doing the actual loan, the first module, I'm like, wow, this is easy.
That's right. I love it.
It's
Repetition.
just, I need to
That's
know, and
right.
I have big,
Okay,
yes,
so let me end with this. Okay, so let me end with this. Every new student says, "Mark, there's a lot of notaries out there." I go, "Yeah,
yeah,
but none of them are you." Let
yes, the
me say that one more
PCOR,
time. Let me say it one more
the
time.
deeds,
There's
yes,
so many notaries out there, but none of them are you.
okay.
So what do I mean by that? Okay, who is your hairstylist? Let's give your hairstylist a shout out right now. Who is he or she? Who do you go to get?
Stanley, yeah,
Okay, so are there a million hairstylists out there? But why does your hairstylist make money? Because it's her. So you need to get, it's a very scarcity mindset, unsuccessful person mindset to be like, oh, there's other notaries, so therefore I can't get business. That'd be like your hairstylist saying, well, I'm not going to be a hairstylist because there's a million hairstylists. Or your hairstylist could say, it's me that's the difference. Because the truth is, a hairstylist is a hairstylist is a hairstylist, but the person doing it is the difference. Did that make sense? So, just like you, yes, there's other notaries, obviously, or they wouldn't be in the title business without one, right? But the difference is you are the notary.
yeah,
Is that landing for you? So you need to. Everyone always asks me, Mark, what's the secret bullet in this business? And I'm like, it's you.
yes,
So let me end with this, okay? I'm gonna go to the next person. I want this to land,
okay,
okay? Hear me. There is no such thing as the Michael Jordan of notaries. So what do I mean by that? You ready for this? Okay, so listen to the analogy. In basketball, somebody can jump higher than you, run faster than you, be stronger than you, right? But in being notaries, how can someone jump higher than you as notary? We're all the same. Does that make sense? So it's
yes.
impossible for someone to walk in and be like, I'm better than her. And you're like,
Mm.
so do you
Mhm.
stamp
No,
quicker?
no,
do
no.
you
I
do
get it.
you do you point better than I do? But you see the analogy? That's what makes our business great. There is nobody who can say I'm better than you as a notary. You can say that as an athlete, like someone can jump higher, someone could be taller, someone could be stronger. But in our business, we all stamp the same way. We all stare at the same paperwork. We all point at the same nerve. You're like, hey, does that say your name? Oh, there's a line above your name. I think that means you signed there. Like somebody can't do that better than somebody else. Does that making sense? You're like, oh, that has the word date, and there's a line above the word date. Your name is across from there, so I think you should date there. No one could do that better than you. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
So that's what
And
makes. So yes, there's a million notaries. Let's move past that. But none are better than you, and
just confidence.
also,
Yep.
and no one is you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Right in there. Yes.
All
Yes,
right,
sir.
so keep doing what you're doing. I'm on this journey with you, girl. But don't stop
Thank
believing
you.
in yourself. Don't stop studying. And when the learning curve ends, it ends. Don't put a time moment on that because that's what's causing you stress. Just Only what I tell every student is this: control the controllables. All you
Yeah.
can control is how often you study. That's it.
Yeah.
When it sinks in, it sinks in. Like, okay, next topic. And then when you're supposed to make money, you're going to make money. Mortgages aren't going away anytime soon, girl. Okay? All right.
Thank you so much. Learning a lot. Thank you once again, Mark. It's great.
Welcome to the family. Let's
Thank you.
go.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey Mark, how you
I am
doing?
so good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Just got finished with a signing, and I was able to jump on.
Hold on. Just got finished with the signing, AKA making money.
Yeah. Um, just so that to give some of our other newer notaries a little understanding, I started in 22, and I have done this basically like 3/4 time because I still have my full time job, which I work um 4 days a week. And I am on track right now to make something like 60K this year.
Oh my God, makes me so happy for you. Hold on. So 60K around a full-time job.
Around a full time job. And
Can you say that louder for the people in the back?
60K, maybe I might get to 70 around a full time job. And if you can believe it or not, I get these through maybe 5 signing
I
services.
believe it, man. I believe it. I'm proud of the business you've built. I
I,
hope everybody heard what she is saying.
I do.
But my job is to help you today. So what can I help you with today?
Um, I don't have any directs. The closest direct I have is Jot.
Okay.
And I'm in like Southern California, LA
Okay.
area. And yeah, there aren't a lot of title company offices there, maybe 3 or 4 outside, but it's just hard getting that direct business from.
Let me stop you. Okay. So remember back in 2020, how,
Yeah,
how did it feel? Did it feel hard?
a
So my
little.
point is everything's relative. Okay. Remember how uncomfortable you were when you did your first 2 or 3 closings. Remember how difficult it felt like trying to get those signing service notifications. And now, girl, you're making $70,000 basically on automation. So I want you to reframe the word hard. All I heard is somebody who's ready to make the transition. And by the way, the transition is going to be a little uncomfortable, just like the first one was. So you just got to be prepared for it, right? So my coaching is this. What I love about students like you who have a really good business with signing services, what you find it hard to do is to take 2 steps back to take 3 steps forward. Okay, so what do I mean by that? You almost get into this rat race of I got to take everything, I got to take every signing. I need you to slow down and be like, you know what? If I turn down a signing today, I'll still be able to take one tomorrow. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So instead of taking a signing to get off of work, you just need to dedicate an hour to go and telling title companies you're open for business. You need to spend an hour on LinkedIn reaching out to realtors. You need to spend an hour on a Saturday going to open houses and introducing yourself to realtors. So it's not that it's hard, it's going to be different and it's going to require you to be a student again. So go back into the course. I have scripts in the course on how to get business. Okay, so go back into the course, get the scripts. Remember, once you buy it, you get it forever. So you always have it from 2020. And then what your job is just kind of to follow the system and do what you do around maybe 1 hour or 2 hours a week that you dedicate not to signings, but to marketing your business. Does that make
It,
sense?
it
And so,
does. I mean, because I have a really robust website because I did dedicate a lot of time to that. So I do get quite a bit of business from websites. So
but
I did.
listen, but you take the coaching, okay? If you want to get direct business, you got to let people know you're a notary. There's no way
Yeah,
around that. Fair enough, right?
fair.
So now look, is it going to cause you to be a little bit uncomfortable? Sure. Next topic. That's where growth is. You know what I'm saying? Money's on the other side of those nerves. I taught you what to say. You just got to go say this, memorize the scripts and go say it. But the harder part is not what to do. The harder part is to get you out of this mentality that I got to take every single appointment. Okay,
Mhm.
that's almost a survivor mentality
Okay.
where you're like, I got to do, I got to do, I got to know. You got to slow down and be like, you know what? Monday, Wednesdays from 4 to 5, I'm going to go hit up title companies. and the other days of the week. But see, it's 2 steps back for 3 steps forward. And that's what a lot of my students don't grasp, because you're such in this survivor mentality. I got to take everything. It's a scarcity mentality. If I don't take it tomorrow, there might never be a signing again. I need to get you out of that. Okay. And be like, oh my God, my best client just called me for a 5, but I'm going to turn that down because I've told myself, when I say myself, my future self, that I'm going to take this hour and let people know I'm open for business.
Gotcha.
Okay. So let me end with this. So did that coaching land? Okay.
Yes.
So let me coach you on the way out here. Those, you say I only have 3 title companies. Okay. You need to change that. All right. So remember, every title company has 3 or 4 employees, or they wouldn't have enough business to stay open. Okay. Remember, every title officer is getting paid $5,000 to $7,000 a month in salary. So they have to close 10 to 20 closings a month minimum just to justify their salary. Did that make sense?
Yes.
And the title company is trying to make money. So ideally they're doing 30 to 40 closings, or like, why would they employ these people if they're not trying to make money? So only those 3 still are doing 50 to 60 to 70 closings a month minimum. So your only 3 is hundreds of signing opportunities. Did that coaching land? So you have to stop making excuses of why things aren't good and start making reasons why they are. So here's my coaching on the way out. Okay. Is you're saying things to hold you back from doing something you really don't want to do. You're justifying, well, there's only 3. Oh, that's why I'm not going to do it today. Oh, well, Mark, I have a great website for general notary work. Oh, great. Kudos. But that's still holding you back from what you know you need to do, and that's keep growing in your business. Did this coaching land today?
Yes, it did. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to end with this, okay? Did the last sign you did right now, did you make any errors? No.
No.
Let me say that one more time. The last 5 signs you did you make any errors?
Nope.
Okay. The last 10 signings?
Nope.
Okay. So what I'm trying to make you do is remember how good you are. So here's what I'm going to end with. I think you are being rude to not tell title companies you're open for business.
True.
Did that land?
Yeah.
Why
right.
do I think you're being rude? Because you just told me you're a great notary, but they don't know you exist. Like, that's rude. Is that coaching making sense?
That makes
So I
sense.
need you to get into the mindset of like I think I'm being rude if I'm telling you notary I can't help him grow a business. Because I believe in what I do so much. I helped you, didn't I? So my point is, if I can help you, I know I can help somebody else. So I mentally tell myself I'm being rude by not telling more people, and I want you to drop into the same mindset. Did that make sense? You need to feel like you're being rude by not telling title companies you're available to be their notary. When that clicks, girl, marketing will be easy. There's just a little bit of self-doubt that I'm trying to erase in this conversation. You are as good as it gets. Yes or no?
Yes, that's true.
Let me say it one more time, and I need you to say it louder. Are you as good as it gets as a notary?
Yes, I am.
All right. So start telling people, man.
I will.
All right. You know I got you, right? You know I got you. All right. So you know what to do now, right?
Yeah.
Stop making excuses. Start creating reasons. If you don't know what to say, it's in the course. Go give it up. Go reread it. It's all yours forever. And I want to talk this next time that you are getting direct business. That's the next time I want to talk to you.
Okay.
All right. Let's go, girl.
All right.
Hey, congratulations on that $60,000 around your full-time job. Tell Oliver, can you do me a favor? Let me see your face a little more. Turn your camera down. Okay. Can you do me a favor and tell every notary who's watching right now, because they have limiting thoughts too. Oh, I'm part-time. I can't make a ton of money. What would you say to someone watching right now who has these limiting thoughts like, oh, I got a full-time job. There's no way I can make $60,000 a year. What would you tell them? Go.
It can be done, and it's not that hard. And there are a lot of jobs that I actually turn down just because I'm too busy. So as long as you sign up with the signing services, go out there and market direct, you can get all the business you want.
Well, I'm proud of you. I'm going to end with this. My final thoughts. You are still just at the tip of the iceberg on where you're going. You feel that?
Yeah, I do.
It's the tip. It's just the beginning, girl. So go get them. Let's go. Bye. I'm so
Bye.
proud of you. My girl. Every time I see you, you get prettier. How is that possible?
Thank you.
What's up?
Okay, so now I have a printer that only prints like letter size, and I can't afford to get one that prints legal size. So
Okay,
are
let me
most
stop you
of
real quick.
okay?
So the one that you have, is it a laser jet printer?
Yes, and it's
Okay.
brother.
So most laser jet printers allow you to change the cartridge size.
Yes,
Okay.
it does.
Yeah, so you don't need a dual tray printer. That is
So
a nice to have, not a need to have.
okay,
So what you need to do is you need to either get page separator or go to Notary Rotary, and there is a free page separator. So what that does is it will take all your documents, it will print all the letter ones first, and then you take the tray out, you put in the legal paper, put the legal tray back in, it'll print all legal.
oh,
So you don't need another. And in fact, Notary Rotary has a free page separator, or you can buy page separator software from Page Separator, which is the literal name of the company. So yeah, you don't need a dual tray laser jet printer. It just needs to be a laser jet printer, and all laser jet printers come with trays that you can change the size of the actual trays.
yeah, I see that, but I don't know how when I go on the website to get the documents, like how would I know which ones are legal and which ones
No, you
are letter
download it, and then when you hit print, you print in Page Separator.
in page separator? Okay.
Yeah, or a Notary Rotary has a free version, by the
Okay.
way. So you can go to notaryrotary.com, get the free version, which isn't quite as good as the paid version, but it's still free. So just do whatever you can do with your budget.
Okay, got it.
Makes sense?
Okay.
All
Yes,
right.
it makes sense.
Hey, I know what I love about this conversation is I think this is like our 5th time talking. This time I feel a sense of joy, pride. Every other time it's like, Mark, this isn't happening. But when we start turning that corner and that smile when you first came on, like, let's just make sure we're keeping up this energy. It's going in the right direction. It's going to unfold the way it is. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks for
Till next time.
everything.
Oh, you're welcome. Let's go. Bye.
Okay, bye.
I hope that video brought you a ton of value. And if you want to continue to get information just like this, subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that notification bell. And of course, if you have any questions about what you just watched, don't hesitate to comment below, as I'll get back to you 100%. And if you're interested and you could use some free information, I'll be becoming a notary signing agent. Simply click the link below.